Arthur Aday with a new day in Telos. And you know what? The whole world is watching today. And it's just not me they're watching, but everything else out there. Hey, I want to talk about a couple of things before we get going on to the show. I went and I looked around at all the shows that I had, and I actually found some that had some exceptional amount of views on. I checked out 28 shows, and I just wrote them down. And at the end of the show, you'll find them in the credits. I'm just going to say, let me see, Telos Vortex, which is at the Star of David, 126 views. Is that awesome? It's a 33-minute show, so you can have fun with that. And that's up on the mountain. On WESAC in 2018, presenter Gloria at the City Park Headwaters has 108 views on what she was talking about. Let me see. Lisa Long, 304. And she did a speech at WESAC in 2018. Isn't that wonderful? And then you all know Andre. She did 524 views on one of her informational pieces in WESAC, and then Hiawatha, when she decides she wants to be Hiawatha, 203 views. That's pretty good. Anyway, my top viewers, here's one. Number 3 interview with Arthur Aday, about Arthur Aday, 596 views. I like that one. All right. Let me see. Mount Shasta, California. You Are Divine by the Flying Lotus Ladies. 514. Remember who you are. You are divine. Yes. Let me see. Telos, Mount Shasta. Eugene Sway, architect. 4,410 people saw that show so far. 4,000. Yeah, you go, Eugene. He's going to be on this show coming up, and so keep your ears open about what he's doing for Mount Shasta. Ooh. Here's another show that he has here for 807. We're looking at the Telos University. And my greatest is Message with a Dharma with 15,503 viewers. Woo! Top of the list up there. That's Messages from a Dharma. Check it out. YouTube, SisQMediaCouncil.org, and my heart. All right, everybody. I'm going to turn this over to the show itself. This is Sound the Alarm. You're on.
1. It says, blow the trumpet in Zion. Sound an alarm in a holy nation. Blow the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm. This is a warning for us. This is the warning that God has given me to give to you. This warning is for you. It's for me. It's from every Christian believer out here that's listening to my voice today. That you will be listening to God from now on, from this day forward, because he's going to be speaking to you like he's never spoke to you before. He will be leading you and guiding you in the direction that you shall go, because God's got a sleeping army out here, and he's going to want you to be woken up. And he has called me. He has called me to wake you up, and I will do as best as the Lord has given me. My friend here, blow the trumpet in Zion.
I kneel down before the Father's throne.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
Hallelujah.
Blow the trumpet in Zion. Thank you, Lord.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Lord.
It is. It is.
I'm creating heaven on earth. I'm creating heaven on earth. I'm creating heaven.
Hello, everybody. This is Arthur Aday with Arthur Talks, and today we have a whole bunch of guests, and we're going to talk about several subjects. One is what brought you to Mount Shasta, and two, I'm not going to tell you. That's going to be a secret. You got to be sitting on the edge of your chair waiting for this next secret. But I will tell you, it's something special. Hey, let me get my first two guests down here. Come on over here. Right here, ladies.
Hello.
How about Diane? This is Diane Robbins. How about you tell us a little bit about what brought you here?
All right. Well, you know, Arthur, sometimes fact is stranger than fiction.
It is.
About 20 years ago, I was sitting alone in my living room in New York State, and I heard a gentleman start talking to me.
Oh.
And it wasn't over the telephone.
And it wasn't outside either.
No.
Oh, a gentleman. Ooh. Fifth dimension?
Fifth dimension. He introduced himself as a Dhamma,
Adama.
high priest living in the city of Telos beneath Mount Shasta.
That's it. That's
And
our key number there.
that's our key number. And he asked me if I would take some messages telling about life inside the mountain.
Wow. And then that's how it started?
That's how it started.
So how did you get here in Mount Shasta?
Well, he started dictating messages to me from his home in Mount Shasta to my home in New York State.
That's a long distance phone call.
It was. And those messages evolved into a book called Telos.
That's the book I've been reading.
This is the book.
That's it. Wow.
And the book can be found in all the bookstores in Mount Shasta.
Yes, yes.
Yes, and then a few years ago, he told me it's time to move to Mount Shasta. He called to me, told me to move here, and I recently moved here, and I go up on the mountain 3 or 4 times a week, and that's what brought me here.
Wow, hallelujah.
So,
You're
yeah.
well, what did you say? You're a well student? No, I can't think of the word. A student that has well means. Oh, something like that.
System based on divine law. This book tells about their culture, their lifestyles, their transportation, how they have full spectrum lighting inside the mountain, how they use electromagnetic energy coupled with crystals, and how they have a train that's called the Tube.
The tube.
The Tube, and it's called the Tube because the train is inside a tube. And the train runs on electromagnetics coupled with crystal, and the train actually levitates, never touches the sides, and can travel up in speeds up to 3,000 miles an hour. So you can go from one end of the planet to another in just minutes.
I guess so.
Yes. And it's all described in this book.
Well, how do we get a hold of your book?
This book is in all the bookstores in Mount Shasta.
All right. Aday, and he is an architect. He's a director of research, testing laboratories at, I'm going to say this right, Hanan Institute of Technology of China. Professor of Architecture, UC Berkeley, Sustainable Program, Developing Leader, Interdisciplinary Program at College of the Siskiyou. That's here. He's going to be doing this coming up this next year, I believe. Funding Director of Telos, Our Secret. What has he got to say on that? Author of 4 books on agriculture, published worldwide, featured a National Geographic episode, September 4th, 2009, featured on French television, travel series for fall of 2009, featured on Discovery Channel, mega engineering series, Floating Cities in the Sea. That sounds like an interesting one. Agriculture of design offices are in United States and China. Designing the buildings, the world's first truly zero energy dwelling in Mount Shasta, California. And that would be Telos, the outer city. Current 5-time world champion boxer. Welterweight and midweight divisions, 45 years old and up, 152 pounds. You're a little solid than 152. 4-time senior Olympic gymnastics all-around champion. 8 times Presidential Sports Award winner from United States President Clinton and George W. Bush. A musician. Musician or musician?
Musician.
Oh, I wanted to say. Okay. Anyway, and composer playing concert piano,
Flamenco
guitar, and drums. Give him a big hand, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, Eugene. It's good to have you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thanks for asking me back.
Yes. We got the first leg of the convention center. That was a couple of weeks ago. And now we're going to do the unveiling of the university.
Okay. Has nothing whatsoever to do with the legends and the myths and the stories that are going around in Mount Shasta. That it's completely separate from that, because in 1985, when I was doing a PhD dissertation at UC Berkeley, I was looking for a name for this new kind of educational environment.
Wow.
And I found that in the Greek language, telos means purposefulness, or the final purpose.
The final purpose.
And telos, the name, also has a sense of futurism, telesis, telephone, telecommunication, telegraph, the sense of communication.
Right.
So I thought that was a good name for this school.
Wow.
And so now, 25 years later, actually 24 years later, we are creating the school itself.
Don't you find it quite fascinating that there's a Telos underground up here?
It's an incredible coincidence.
Wow.
And,
well,
I have to admit that it is fascinating how that comes together.
Well, somehow in the future,
that there's a crossing of paths.
Yes.
Of the very individualized education center and this sense of the myth and legend and folklore of Mount Shasta.
Wow, that's
so I
incredible.
find that very curious.
You will be reading your book here in another century or so. So you want to create this new type of school. How does that relate to your research about the planet?
Well, because part of the reason for the school is that we need to find ways to save our planet. We have to find ways to survive the future.
Right.
And so the school, in many different aspects of the school, the school deals with ecology, technology, with design, with athletics, with music, with sciences, with telecommunications, like film, with radio and television, with languages and social activism. All of these things come together into one cohesive environment for education.
Wow.
And so what we're trying to do is to find ways to create a school setting that allows students and teachers and the general public to come to an area that is searching for solutions to age-old problems. Problems like overpopulation, problems like social injustice, like ageism, and so on. So we're creating a new kind of educational environment that allows people to test these solutions and to go out into the community, into the world, and see and find solutions to these age-old problems.
Well, I think you're right on the right track here. Hey, with all the research and global traveling, what makes you want to build here at this place of Mount Shasta and Weed?
Right. Well, I've been coming here as a visitor for about 9 years, and in 1999. I was here, and there was some talk about a school, and a realtor heard that and said, well, you've got to come with me and take a look at some of these areas. And so when I saw the Juniper Valley area next to Lake Shastina, I knew that was the spot that I was looking for.
Wow.
And then I went back to China to teach ecological design at the university there, and in my travels back and forth from China and the USA, I was able to accumulate this property, which is now 170 acres of land to start the school. And so, it came very sort of accidentally in certain ways that the timing just sort of unfolded, and meeting these certain people really helped me to form the initial concept for the school.
Right. Wow, that's exciting. So you named it Telos because it's in results.
I named it Telos because the real purpose of everyone's life in being here on the planet, I think, is to find your purpose in life. And so the name Telos, meaning purposefulness or the final purpose, seemed like the perfect name for a school, because you go to school to be educated, to help you to find your purpose in life.
Yes, you're righty.
And so now, since the social state of the planet is so dire that we need to not only find our own purpose, but also link that with the final purpose of the planet, which is survival. And whatever that may mean, a social peace.
So, woman's days.
Well, you still make my day, but this guy is so beautiful now.
He is beautiful.
Can we see Eugene? Let's look at Eugene. There he is. Oh my God.
Well, let me tell you, Arthur, this isn't just for show and entertainment. This is a prototype for a photovoltaic solar suit.
And that means that you can get in your own electric car and take off.
No, it means that you can wear your own electrical generating clothing.
Right.
And so this suit in total can generate about 180 watts of renewable energy.
No wonder you
ascend, and the biggest thing is that you have to have a high voltage in your body. And if it's not there, you're going to be stuck here in third dimension. So today we're going to show 3 different machines that will help you with the electricity that runs through your body. And we're going to talk a little bit about things that decharge your body. All right. So I'm going to leave it there. I want to introduce you to, this is supposed to be your show, not theirs.
We've got a bunch of little demonstrators today.
Well, let's see what you got.
Well, to begin with, we have some research that has been done by NASA that was developed by the Japanese. And it's really good that it was developed by the Japanese because they are totally into, not money, but perfection. So we have 4 of the most awesome pieces of equipment to help us do whatever we need to do for our body to raise its frequency,
Charge
to
us up.
gain us health in the meantime. So it's kind of like twofold. Right here, we have what's called the E-Power.
The E-Power. And you're going to do something about eyes?
Well, actually, one of the main things about the E-Power is that it reverses cellular damage. The frequency that goes through the body will change the damaged cells. So what happens is we're all born with about 90 millivolts in our cells, and as we get older, it lowers itself and lowers itself, and so our body is less able to heal itself. And what happens is this comes along, and it will take a damaged cell and reverse it and put the voltage back in the cell.
And then you said millivolts.
Yes.
No wonder people don't believe me when I say volts. Because the eyes, hey, let's talk about the ATP.
Okay. Well, you were mentioning the eyes, and we've found that when people use this on a regular basis, it actually will tighten and tone the skin. And we have a picture. It shows of how this lady used it for about 30 days and sent us this picture. She was just ecstatic. And it took the little crow's feet from around her eyes, and they're totally disappeared. And she just for the eyes alone, it was worth her getting this and sleeping with this at night. It's very non-invasive, so you can't feel it. So when you can't feel it, it doesn't keep you awake or anything like this. You just gently go off to sleep, and it helps you sleep.
So I noticed she's been here for a while. Can she light up a light bulb yet?
Now let's see. Can we dim the lights a little bit in the studio? Anyone?
Can we dim lights a little bit? All right, that's good.
Okay, let's see here.
Woo! Check that light out. Let's get a good close view of this one. I want to show the people that this does work. This is a way to look at that. Take it off. Take it off. Now, put it back over there.
Let's see you.
Well, I know. I haven't been on the machine. Put it back on here now. See how it lights up? That is voltage in the body that we're supposed to be able to do. And if you can't do that, I'm afraid that your body is on the low end of society. And then you wonder why we have so many people, grouchy people. Look, if their voltage isn't this high, they're not going to have very much happiness in their body.
Or a healing body. Awesome.
If you would like a demonstration on yourself, I want you to call Donna Lee and get a hold of her while she's in town. And she'll come up just special for you, I'm sure.
Okay.
Look at that. A whole... Now, what wattage is this light bulb?
You know something? I'm not sure. You'd have to look at it and see what it is. It's a regular light bulb out of the house. It's from a lamp.
It's 120 volts.
Oh, there you go.
And 60 hertz. And girl, you are charged up. Woo! I like charging. How about this guy? Is he charging?
When you hold it up towards anybody else, the light doesn't go on because we're not hooked to the machine. But when you hold it towards the person that is, a little light comes on in it, and you can tell
that you're turned on.
Yes, that you're turned on. The light over the head, over the shoulders, down the arm. It even goes on the leg and all the way to the feet.
So the light should go all the way to the feet, below it, all the way to the hands, and all the way to the head.
Every inch of the body, your body becomes a capacitor. for this field of energy. So,
negative ion.
you know how when you go to a waterfall or a
yeah.
lake or around pine trees and all the negative ions are walking on the beach? Well, this actually produces negative ions within your body. And when you, for instance, doesn't matter who you are or where you are, every time you take a deep breath, you breathe in about 1 million free radicals.
Oh,
And
is that what they call them? Free?
they're free. Yeah.
Free ride going on.
And what they do is they only have one electron. A free radical is an oxygen with only one electron. And what it's trying to do is it damages our own cells till it releases its own electron. And then it becomes a balanced oxygen.
Oh.
Well, what happens is then we walk around with this cell who's just had this electron taken from it, and now it can't spin like it normally would and release its
Is there a
garbage.
way that they spin left or right? Or?
Yes. They'll spin in one direction when they're healthy, another direction when they're unhealthy.
Okay.
When the electron is taken from the cell, it starts to spin in an unhealthy direction, number one. Number two, it cannot go fast enough to spin off the acid waste and the pollution.
Now we're talking acid waste, like
in like when you eat, you produce acid waste in your body.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And what happens is it can't release this. So at this point, it starts to ferment within the cell, causing all kinds of different types of illness. Mm-hmm. And what this does is it comes along with the right frequency in the body. The gentleman that developed this, a doctor, and he worked with 2 other doctors or helped out with the EEG and the EKG for medical science around the world. He knew what he was doing, and this was offered at one time to America, but they were too busy with hospitals and scalpels and medicine and all those things, because this is preventative medicine. And not only
medicine.
preventative.
That is a real good catchword. We will have to use that more often.
Yes.
Preventative. So does that mean that we're preventing the use of having to use medicine? That
could be put that way.
Okay.
Yes.
So does this eliminate the disease? No. It eliminates the disease too. Disease. Does this eliminate disease by raising a vibration?
Actually, when you have a child that's born, they have approximately 90 millivolts in their cells. And as we get older, we age, and the voltage goes down in the cells.
The voltage. Mm-hmm. We do have voltage, that's it.
And as the voltage goes down, then it does not have the energy to heal anything in our body and to do many other things. So what happens is we just start to age and get older and more tired. And this literally will come in with a frequency, and it will hand an electron to a damaged cell. The damaged cell at that point will take the electron, and now it can spin in the right direction. And what happens is the electron causes it to go to the speed of light, and boom, it puts the voltage back in the cell.
Wow. Let's see if she lights up.
So, can we dim the lights in the studio? Is that something we can do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw it.
Oh, the other bulb. Okay.
Try the other hand. Because I actually saw that.
Yeah, this went on. That one did go on. Let me see again.
I see a little bit at the where it's touching.
Do this hand here. Oh, there we go.
Can you get it? Oh, there you go. So this will light.
Yes, here we see it. Well, this bulb is a different type of bulb because it contains a gas.
Exactly.
And as the frequency comes through, it excites the gas, and the gas lights up.
Exactly. So
So now that she lights the bulb, we have a lot of people when they first get on this machine, they do not light the bulb. That could be many things. So you could be very ill. You could have blockages for the energy you can't get through. You could be very acidic. You could have just drank a huge coffee, or whoops, better not say coffee, whatever, a huge acidic drink.
That's important for people to know. That coffee is very acidic.
And Coca-Cola and Pepsi or whatever, and
exactly.
Yes.
It just makes the body more acidic and more acceptable for colds and flus and disease.
Yes.
Now, does she light up?
Going up to Mount Shasta Mountain. You know I really need to get away from the noise and glitter glitter. I'm going up to a higher place. And along the way I stop and have the levels. There's some time to join a sacred space. I'm feeling like
Cut right here